news for the day. A very good evening to all of you. I'm Sayukta from All About Skin Wellbeing, and I'm sure all of you must be keeping good health. We all know taking good care of our skin is important for more than just the appearance. As the largest organ, our skin becomes the most essential to our overall health. But a fungal infection is quite common on our skin or nails, or many times on our scalp. Fungal infections are infections that are caused by a fungus, yeast, or mold. Mild fungal infection can look like a rash, which can be really itchy and annoying. So let's connect today with our skin expert, Dr. Jyoti Das, who is joining us live from Memory, West Bengal, and she will enlighten us on the topic of fungal management. Dr. Jyoti Das is MBBS MD. She has done her MBBS and MD from Calcutta Medical College, and she has rich experience in the field of dermatology. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Jyoti Das.
Thank you so much for this such a warm welcome. I practice in Bardhaman and Memory regularly. I am a skin specialist and cosmetic surgeon. I'm really happy and excited to be a part of this session. Thank you. Let's
Such a
begin.
pleasure to have you, doctor, and we are equally excited because we are going to, dive into a topic which is very important to talk about because it's quite common. It's quite often that we hear about fungal infections. To start with, doctor, what are the body parts which are, more at risk or at prone of having fungal infection? How it happens?
See, first of all, we need to understand what is a fungal infection, right? So,
Right.
fungal infection is a disease which is caused by a fungus, which is a distinct organism, and it generally affects those parts of your body which traps moisture. Right. So your areas like axilla, under breast areas, inner thighs, foot, those who are wearing long footwears, those are the areas which are commonly affected.
Right. So the areas where proper ventilation is not there, where mostly sweat, moisture, etc., is there for a longer time, is the body parts which are more prone. Now, doctor, as I said, fungal infections are quite common, especially in this season when it's raining in most parts of our country. It's hot, it's humid, it's damp at the same time. What are the preventive measures that we can follow so that we can prevent having fungal infection?
Right. See, for fungal infection prevention, the basic is to maintain hygiene. Right. In this weather, when there is moisture almost in the atmosphere, we need to keep our clothes dry, our skin dry and clean. We need to regularly wash them, sun dry them. Even if it's not possible, we can iron them, particularly your inner garments and the clothes which you are wearing. In case you are, working out, you need to change your joggers or sweats frequently. Particularly, focus should be given on maintaining personal hygiene. One must not use your personal items. They should not share the personal items like towels, bed sheets, or even combs.
Right. So personal hygiene plays a very important role in preventing fungal infection. And as you said, sun drying your clothes is very important. But because in this weather, many times it's not possible, we can iron our clothes, especially our undergarments, as you mentioned. Now, what happens with our general clothes that we often wear to office, to work, etc.? We normally repeat them without washing them in a week or in 2 weeks. We normally wear them, come back, put it in a hook, hanger, whatever, and maybe another week we'll wear it. And particularly in this season, we see, I'm sure those are fungus, what we see on our clothes, or that smell, which is not very pleasant, is there. Probably because there is moisture in that cloth. Can it be a medium of, fungal infection? Those
Right.
clothes?
Right. See, the thing is, fungus is a distinct organism. It is present in the environment as well as on and inside the body. But due to our immune system and some beneficial bacteria, the overgrowth is controlled. Now, when this fungus gets an appropriate environment, like moisture, where there is trapping of moisture, those fungus they grow and hence causes a fungal infection. So basically, what we need to do is we need to skin clean and dry, keep our nails trimmed. If not possible, at least sun dry it. These are the basic things what we can do.
Right. So these are the things that we can do. Now, we another thing that we often do when we get fungal infection is not to go to the dermatologist directly after having the infection, but to go for home remedies or DIYs. And these days, because social media has impacted us so much, we have so many influencers, and most of them love to talk about skin and skin related issues, but all of them are not qualified dermats as you, but they will tell us some DIYs, quick fixes, do this, you'll get it will get healed, etc. Then we have these good old chemist shops where we often go for a topical application that, see, I'm having these fungal infections or whatever infection, and they give a topical application and we keep on using it for days and for months without understanding that what harm it is doing to us. So my question to you, doctor, in case of fungal infection, do these home remedies, DIYs, over the counter topical application, do they work or they can worsen the condition?
Well, in simple terms and in one word, no. The answer is no. It doesn't work. But again, I understand the situation that you have infection in your skin, which is, causing disturbance to you, and you are not able to visit a doctor because of any reason, like you don't have a nearby doctor or you are not having the time. If you are going for an over the counter medicine, which is definitely first of all not advisable. If even if you are going, my recommendation would be to see for 1 or 2 days. If your condition is not improving, definitely seek professional help. That would be my advice.
Okay. Another, very common thing that we often see with fungal infection is recurrence, or we getting resistance towards, fungal infection medication, etc. What is the common or the most, important reason behind that?
Well, first, misconception is that all skin diseases can be cured by over the counter drugs. So, proper diagnosis and its proper treatment is most of the times lacking. So, you are not getting treated properly. Second, patient is not adhering to the treatment protocol. Suppose a doctor is prescribing a treatment protocol for 4 to 6 weeks. Patient, after 10 to 15 days, where there is a symptomatic improvement, he or she stops taking the medication. Third, maintenance of personal hygiene. Fourth, if one person in a family is affected, other persons who are having the infection, they should also be treated. If everybody in the family is not getting treatment, then the disease will recur. Particularly use of body washes or soap separately, they might help in such situation.
Okay, so again, there are preventive measures that we need to follow so that recurrence can be avoided. And completing the treatment, you said, is equally important. Again, it's a very common tendency. For example, I'm your patient. I had fungal infection. You gave me your prescription of maybe 1.5 months. I'll follow it for a week or 10 days to the max religiously, and then, because again there would be some relief to my symptoms, I'll stop taking the medication without even informing the doctor. So is this one of the culprits that you are stating, doctor?
Absolutely. As I have mentioned, you need to strictly adhere to the treatment protocol. These are, chronic diseases. These requires longer duration of treatment. And the fungus, like it can affect your skin, it can also affect your hair, your nails. In those cases, the treatment period is much longer. So adhering to your treatment protocol is very important. Whatever your expert is giving, the advice, one must follow that.
Right. So, maintain your personal hygiene. Do not share, especially in case there is someone in your family who is infected. First of all, treat the person. It's most important. B, in case you have fungal infection, get it treated. Do not go for over-the-counter medication, DIYs, home remedies, etc. Get it treated and complete the dose. This is a one good old saying that we often hear from our elders, that complete your dose, be it antibiotic, be it antifungal. It's really important. So otherwise it can lead to recurrence, etc. Now, because we are talking about fungal infections, doctor, when a person or a patient with fungal infection comes to you, are there any tests that you normally recommend for proper diagnosis, or just by physical investigation you're sure that okay, this is fungal infection and this could be the line of treatment?
See, ideally, tinea or fungal infection, which commonly affects your skin, hair, or nails, these are clinical diagnoses. Sometimes, due to the use of over the counter drugs, the morphology of the skin lesion changes. In that cases, sometimes we need to do some tests or investigations, like we can do skin scraping, where we can see the fungal spores under microscopes, or nail clipping examinations. Those are rarely used, but mostly it is a clinical diagnosis.
Okay. And just in case the patient had already used a lot of, over the counter topical applications, steroid based topical applications, etc., does in those cases the signs and symptoms, they are different?
Absolutely. The disease flares up. The size of the lesion, it gets too much extended to a larger size. It becomes resistant to your conventional treatment. Suppose a normal treatment regime is for 4 to 6 weeks, you will need a more longer period of treatment if you have applied over the counter drugs. So these changes your treatment protocol and affects the patient's improvement or response.
Fair enough. And doctor, what are the treatment options available for skin related fungal infection?
Well, in medicines, we have both topical medicines in the form of cream, ointment, gel, sprays. As
Okay.
fungus can infect your, mucous membranes of mouth and vagina, we also have mouthwashes and gel. Second, we have oral medications which can be given. And if you have a systemic fungal infection, then also injectables are available.
Okay. And yeah, how much time normally it takes for maybe a person who has directly come to a doctor without doing any experimentation on his fungal infection, and in case B, where they have, spent a lot of time over experimentation?
See, if a patient comes without using any over the counter drugs and has a fungal infection on his skin, which we are talking about typically, what we call ringworm or tinea corporis, it usually takes 3 to 4 weeks. And if you're talking about fungal infection of nails or scalp, it takes a longer duration.
Okay. Now, because we are talking about superficial fungal infection of skin, I'll take this one question. Then we'll move forward with nail and scalp related fungal infection. Abhi Kumar is here, and his question is: in this monsoon season, how to keep feet dry ताकि fungal infection ना हो? I think, or I would prefer, because he is a Bengali, if you can answer it in Bengali, then again we'll have a English translation of that answer, doctor.
ওকে, নো নো প্রবলেম, নো প্রবলেম। দেখুন, যেটা হয়, পায়ে যেই ফাঙ্গাল ইনফেকশনটা আমাদের হচ্ছে সেটা দীর্ঘক্ষণ জুতো পরে থাকার জন্য, পাটা ঘেমে থাকছে সেই জন্য। যেটা আমাদের করা উচিত, যেগুলো কটন মোজা, একদম সে ধরনের মোজা পরলে ভালো হয়। মাঝে মধ্যেই মোজাগুলোকে চেঞ্জ করা, কাচা, আর পাটাকে পরিষ্কার শুকনো রাখা আর ড্রাই রাখা। তার জন্য কিছু অ্যান্টি ফাঙ্গাল পাউডারও আমরা ইউজ করতে পারি। এইগুলো ইউজ করলে আমাদের বারবার এই হওয়াগুলো হবে না। অনেক সময় দেখা যায় যে পায়ের ফাঙ্গাল ইনফেকশনের পাশাপাশি নখগুলোও বেশ সাদা, মানে ঝুরঝুরে হয়ে যাচ্ছে, ইজিলি ওটা ভেঙে যাচ্ছে। তো সেক্ষেত্রে বুঝতে হবে যে নখগুলোও কিন্তু ইনফেক্টেড। তাই প্রপার ট্রিটমেন্ট নিলে, খাওয়ার মেডিসিন, লাগানোর ক্রিম, এগুলো লাগালে কিন্তু ভালোই থাকা যাবে।
Right. And now, for the sake of our non-Bengali audience, doctor, if you can, because it's a very common, problem. People
Right.
who are in a formal setup, they are wearing these leather shoes, socks for hours, and especially even during monsoon, if our shoes or socks are wet, we are supposed to be in that. So that is one of the major problems. If you can just explain that for us.
Right. Yeah, I can really understand. See, there are many people who have a long duration of works and who have to wear footwear for longer periods of time. Basically, what we can do is we can keep our nails trimmed and clean, right? We can wear breathable socks and shoes. We can change them frequently. And if you have an infection, you can get treated from a professional. These are the basic things. And we can use like antifungal powders, aerated shoes or socks. These are the common things which we can use.
Okay, so yeah, these are some of the steps that we can keep in mind. Again, in case you have, any rash, itch, anything on your feet, or you see your toenail to be very brittle, breaking down, then please go and consult a qualified dermat without wasting much time. That will make the treatment procedure more easy. It will take, whatever time it takes, it will take, but at least it won't lengthen your treatment tenure. So that's very important to go to a qualified dermatologist. Now, moving on to nail related fungal infection, though toenail was already addressed by you, but again, how does nail infection of be it fingernails or toenails looks like, first of all?
Well, fungal infection of nails, you can easily identify it. Your nails will be, thickened. There will be yellowish discoloration of your nails. They will be brittle, easily breakable, and they sometimes get separated from the nail bed. There will be a gap between the nail and the nail bed. So these are very basic features and which can help you to suggest, there is something wrong with my nails and I should go for a checkup.
Right. And when a person again, comes to you, what is the treatment options available? How much time it takes to heal, etc. Doctor?
For nail fungal infection, again, it takes a longer duration. Since, nails, they increase at the rate of 1 millimeter per month. So you can understand from this fact, if your entire nail is affected, you will be having, a longer duration of time, like almost 6 months. Sometimes, in case of your toenails, it can might take up to 1 year also. But you need to be in treatment.
Hmm. What if somebody is continuously ignoring their, toenail or fingernail fungal infection? What will happen in that case? Even as a layman, enough as you said, the nail will keep on, increasing, will keep on cutting it. Is there a chance that the infection will spread to the, the nail that is coming up?
See, basically, overall nail fungal infection doesn't cause any problem. It's just a cosmetic concern, right? So, regular trimming your nails might help you in a short-term duration, but for a longer period, that will affect. That will lead, chances of infections from entering outside the body to your skin and inside your body is more. There's more
Hmm.
chances of entering your infection. So you need to take care because your nail bed will be exposed. So microorganisms will enter your body and those area will get inflamed and infected. You will get pain, redness, the joints will get swollen. These are the things which might affect your toenails or fingernails in future. But generally it's not of a concern.
Right. Doctor, we also go for, manicures, pedicures, nail arts, where we are exposed to an environment where the same instruments were used on multiple, people, and one of them might be infected. So, in case the instruments, the devices, etc., they are not sterilized or not, washed properly, is there a chance to get fungal infection from these procedures?
Absolutely. Just I've said these fungal infections, these are contagious infection. One
Yes.
need to separate the items. Do not share your personal items. So in cases of parlor or public showers, there is always chances of, getting infected from an infected person. So my recommendation would be to avoid those.
Hmm. Even in swimming pools, many of our viewers,
Absolutely.
worry that will we get fungal infection of say foot or anywhere else from a swimming pool.
Right.
Yeah, so that's
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Now, coming to scalp-related fungal infection, doctor. How does it looks like? Why it happens? How it happens? Again, details on that.
Okay. So, fungal infection of scalp, also known as tinea capitis, it's mostly seen in case of children. 3 to 14 years age group of children, they are mostly affected. And well, it will be inflamed. The area will be inflamed. There will be patchy hair loss. Sometimes there will be pustules or chirions like boggy swelling.
Hello, I think there is some network issue from Dr. Da's side, and I'm sure she's trying to fix it. So, we are talking about fungal infection. We were talked a lot about skin related superficial fungal infection, nail related fungal infection, toe related fungal infection, and now we are talking about scalp related fungal infection. And Doctor, the bottom line so far is that in case you have fungal infection, please don't waste your time on going for home remedies or DIYs or over-the-counter topical applications. They can be really harmful. Please go to the correct person, which is a qualified dermatologist. Um, Dr. Das, are you there? Can you hear me?
Well, scalp fungal infection looks like a boggy swelling. Sometimes there will be patchy hair loss. The area will be inflamed. It will be itchy. Mostly it affects children. 3 to 14 years age group of children are commonly affected.
Okay. Um, is dandruff also a type of fungal infection, doctor?
Absolutely. This is also a fungal infection. We call it seborrheic dermatitis.
Okay. Now, what happens again, a very good old tradition in our society is to apply oil on the scalp for long, long hours. And we love doing that, especially in case there is any, sign of dandruff or, dry skin. This is as layman how we, see to it. Then again, we'll apply more oil, concoctions maybe, and we'll keep it on our scalp for longer time, hoping that it will subside the problem. Now, in case it's a fungal infection, be it dandruff or whatever, how this scalp oil on the scalp is going to impact the fungal infection.
See, ideally, there is no role of oil on scalp. This hair is your dead tissue. So you need to oil just the outer portion of your hair to give it a luster and shiny look. That's it. So, but if you are having an infection, particularly in the scalp, and you are adding oil on it, then you are adding to the infection.
So you are giving food to the fungus to grow on your scalp, right? By
Right.
oiling.
Absolutely.
Right. So oiling is not a good idea. Anyways, oiling is not for your scalp. Oiling is for the length of the hair. And just before you go for a hair wash, I think that's when you need to apply
That's it.
oil on your length of the hair. Now, again, talking about scalp-related fungal infection, what is the treatment like, and how much time it takes to heal?
Well, fungal infection of scalp, it takes a longer duration, like 6 to 8 weeks. And there are treatment options in the form of oral medications as well as shampoos, which if applied properly, then you will be treated.
And as a precautionary measure or as a preventive measure, can people also use antifungal shampoos?
There is no such rule of preventive antifungal shampoo.
Hmm.
If a person is having excess dandruff, then he or she might can take the shampoos. Otherwise, there is no rule or indication.
And how much time it takes, doctor, to get back to normal?
6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, right. So again, there are oral medications and topical applications. Both ways it goes.
Yes, of course. Also, we have shampoos.
Hmm. Right. Now, because we have mostly talked about the skin related, the nail related, or the scalp related fungal infection. Now, we are flooded with questions There are a few more things that I would like you to clarify to us. For example, a pregnant lady is having skin related fungal infection, doctor. We all know pregnancy is a time where over the counter medication is a big no no. Then, what are the things that, as a doctor, you keep in mind before, treating that lady?
See, if a pregnant lady comes to me with fungal infection, first I need to assess in which trimester she is in. Like most of our medications are avoided in first trimester. We can go for topical medications. We have cream, gel, ointments. Those are safe to use. From second to third trimester, there are a few medications which are category B drugs. Assessing the disease condition, its severity, we can decide upon the treatment.
Okay. Now, with lactating mothers, those who are breastfeeding their babies, many a times what happens, they have fungal infection on their breast, beneath their breast, or on their nipples, etc. Now, they have this very general question: can we still breastfeed our baby? In case yes, how?
Well, if a mother is lactating, there is no restriction in breastfeeding.
Okay.
He or she needs to be treated. If the baby is also infected, he or she needs to be treated separately, and the mother needs to be treated separately. If the mother is not on oral medication, there is no problem in breastfeeding.
Fair enough. Now, doctor, fungal infection of groin is quite common. But many times, what happens? People don't come up to talk about it. They won't, especially women. They'll, keep on suffering in silence for months. They'll try some over-the-counter medication, maybe some topical application, but they won't talk about it. And by the time they reach the doctor, it becomes a horrible, thing to treat. Now, my question to you is, how would you like to tell or, address this issue to our viewers so that they understand that how important it is, even if it's fungal infection of groin area, to come up and see a doctor?
See, I can understand the fact that it can be embarrassing for any person, but it is important to seek a professional help. If you are not getting treated, then there is no chance of improvement, right? So you need to come up and open up to your doctor.
Right. So please do not hesitate. Come up, talk to your doctor, go and visit a qualified dermat. They'll help you getting relief. And please do not use over the counter medication. That is one thing that we are continuously telling you. Even if you do it for a day or two, in some emergency case, restrict it to that. Otherwise, it's going to do more harm to you. And go and consult a qualified dermat. That's really important. As I was saying, we are flooded with questions. I'll take them one by one. Pooja Vishwakarma is asking, can fungal infections be spread by touching someone?
Absolutely, fungal infection is contagious. It directly spreads by touching and sharing your personal items. That's why when a person in a family is infected, the whole family gets infected over the time.
Okay. Um, Sona Sharma is asking, does fungal infection also affect internal organs?
Absolutely. Depending on the level of infection, there are deeper fungal infections which can be very serious. Right. It can
Yeah.
affect your brain, eyes, lungs.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of cases during COVID, especially the second phase of COVID. And probably
Right.
that was time most of us, got to know that fungus can actually affect our internal organ. But today we are talking about the superficial fungal infection of skin, nail, or scalp. Okay, Pooja Sharma is here, and her question is, does fungal infection leave scars on the body?
No, no, absolutely not. There's nothing to
Okay.
worry about it.
Okay. The only thing you need to do, Pooja, is to go and consult a qualified dermat and get the treatment and complete the treatment. That's really important. Now,
Right.
because as we are continuously discussing that how contagious fungal infection is and how, one can get it from other person, how important it is, doctor, to have a good, immunity or to work on immunity of ours. So, would you like to say something on that?
Right. Just as I mentioned earlier, the fungus they are present in environment and on our body. So if our immunity is good, then the fungus they don't grow. But due to some reason, suppose due to aging, or if I'm on long-term medications like steroids or the long-term antibiotics, my immunity is decreased. That leads to further fungal infection. Suppose a person is having cancer or HIV/AIDS or use on long-term medicines. In those cases, our immunity is diminished and body is more prone to fungal infection.
Right. So people who are immunocompromised or diabetic or have any other comorbidities, they should be more careful and work on their immunity, right? And in that case, viewers, in case any of you get fungal infection, again, be very careful. Go to a qualified dermat. Do not fall for over-the-counter topical applications. Faria Beg is here, and her question is: I love to do gardening. Does fungal infection or can it be caused by plants?
Not really, but again, if you're wearing gloves or your hands are sweaty for a longer time, then you can might affected with fungal infection.
Hmm. And does fungal infection can be, catch from pets or domestic animals, doctor?
Yes, there are reports, studies suggesting that pets can transfer fungal infection.
Okay. Lucky Sharma is asking, my brother have fungal infection. What precautions should the other family members take so that we don't get it?
Again, as I've mentioned, do not share your personal items. Wash your clothes separately, sun dry them, iron them. Even do not share your combs. That's it. You can use separate soaps or body washes.
Right. Another viewer is asking, can we get fungal infection in case we are going to swimming pools quite regularly? And what
Yes,
precautions
absolutely.
they?
You can get fungal infection. Public
Okay.
showers, swimming pools, hotel carpets. These are the common locations where you can get infected.
Okay. One of our viewers asking, can we get fungal infection from public toilet seats?
Yes, that might lead to fungal infection as well as other infections like urinary tract infection.
If a person is already infected with fungal infection and is under treatment, can they go for swimmings, doctor? So we are talking on fungal infection, superficial fungal infection of skin, nail, or scalp. And so far, we have discussed a lot about the superficial fungal infection of skin, nail, or scalp. And the bottom line is that this is the season where the cases surge in numbers. In case your clothes are not properly dry, iron them. Iron them inside out. This is one important thing that you can do. Maintaining personal hygiene is very important. Working on your immunity is equally important because, again, this is something that, a season where we get infected also very easily, be it fungal, be it bacterial. And in case you still catch a fungal infection, please do not hesitate. Immediately go and consult a qualified dermat and follow the prescription, complete the dose. That's equally important. Nevertheless, we are talking about fungal infection. Another very important thing is that in case you have fungal infection, there are high chances that others can get it from you. So be very careful about it, especially in a closed, environment where we are with a family or we are working at our workspace, etc. Others also need to take care of it so that you don't share your things, your towels, your bed sheets, your pillowcases, your soap, etc. Otherwise, also maintaining personal hygiene is very important. Recurrences in case of fungal infection is again quite common, and for that, again, you need to be very careful. First of all, you need to complete your treatment at the first place. Still, in case you have fungal infection, go immediately to your doctor and seek help. Third is that you need to follow the precautionary or preventive measures forever, because maintaining personal hygiene is the only way of preventing fungal infection. So we are talking about fungal infection, and there are questions from our viewers also who are pouring in. Tanishka Rajoria is asking, can regular use of makeup can cause fungal infection if your brushes, your applicators, especially your sponge, your brushes where moisture is there, is not proper, is infected and not properly clean, then of course there is a chance. And working on your immunity is equally important. One of our viewers asking, can reuse of clothes can cause fungal infection? Again, if your clothes are not properly washed or not properly dry under the sun, or if sun is not there and properly ironed, it should not be damp or wet. Otherwise, it can cause fungal infection. So that's it for today, viewers. We had this session with Dr. Jyoti Das, who very well explained us how to deal with fungal infection, how to prevent it at the first place, and still, even if we have fungal infection, how to get it treated properly so that we don't get it again. And again, in case there is fungal infection or recurrence of fungal infection, how we can go and seek help from a qualified dermatologist. Thank you so very much for joining us. Stay happy, stay healthy, and take good care of yourself. And we would also like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Jyoti Das, who made this whole session so informative. Thank you, all of you. Have a great evening ahead. Goodbye.